One great thing I heard you say was, wherever we go, we take ourselves with us.
That's true. Wherever you go, there you are. It's a line I remember from Buckaroo Banzai, but I've always loved that line because that's true.
Yeah, that is true, and for better or worse, sometimes
Yes.
you can't get away from yourself even if
can
you
never.
want to.
You can never.
Hopefully you want to be around yourself.
Yes, that's the key. If you like yourself, then no matter where you go, it's okay.
Right, and I know LBJ struggled with various sort of
did.
self-esteem issues,
did.
which was interesting to see. One statement he said that was so fascinating was, there's show ponies and there's field horses, or maybe I'm butchering it.
There are show horses and work horses.
Work horses,
He
right.
said he thought of himself as a workhorse, and the reason he was is because he knew that he was not a show horse. He was not somebody that you would immediately take to. He wasn't overtly handsome or that sex appeal or whatever that the Kennedys had.
Right.
But so if he was going to be liked, and in the case of Johnson, he was so insecure, he desperately wanted to be loved. The way to make that happen was to work so hard to deliver results for people that they would love him for that.
Right, and you did an excellent job showing these various scenes where it was unspoken, but you could see what was going on, whether it was the crowd scene. When you're directing a scene, how are you thinking of a character arc in each take?
Well, the way I look at any film that I do is there's a spine that goes through a film. And you decide ahead of time, what is the story you want to take? Who, and in the case of LBJ, it's LBJ. So it's the story of who is this guy? So every scene has to attach to the spine in some way. In other words, each scene you'll learn a little bit more about who this guy is. So by the end of the journey, you say, okay, I got a full picture of who he is.
You didn't play a role in this film?
You know, I didn't because, first of all, I don't really like acting and directing. I find it splits my attention, my focus. I've done it, but I don't love it, you know, so, and there was no real part for me. Who am I going to play, you know? I can't be Jack Kennedy. I can't, I'm a Jewish guy from the Bronx. I can't be Bobby Kennedy. I'm too big.
So you're known for a fast-paced directing style.
Yes.
Would you say it's sped up over the years as the world sped up, or you've actually slowed down? Have you been a contrarian?
No, I actually have had to speed it up because I have less time to make films. Every film that I've ever made would never get made at a studio. They're not the kind of films studios make. So I have to finance them independently. And whenever you finance a film independently, you have a strict budget, you have a short amount of time to make the film. So I love doing crossword puzzles. I love puzzles. And I try to figure out what's the best way to get this done in the most economic way possible.
So having been on both sides of the camera, from being an actor, what were a few things that you said, as a director, I swear I'm never going to do this, whether it's 50 takes of one scene, not showing actors dailies?
The main thing I say is I would never ask an actor to do something I couldn't do. And I'm not the best actor in the world. I'm a decent actor, but I'm not the best. The people who I ask to play these parts, they are all better than me at what they're doing, at the part that they're doing. So I know if I can make the transition I asked them to make or play an emotion in the scene, I know they can do it because I can do it. I would never ask them to do something I couldn't do.
I think you'd said 10, 20 years ago you couldn't do this film. Why now?
Well, I mean, more than that. It was more than 20 years ago. When I think about LBJ, I was of draft age, you know, during the Vietnam War. So I didn't like LBJ. I mean, I saw him one way, as my enemy, the guy who could send me to my death. So I didn't like him. And it wasn't until I matured, I spent time in politics, I spent time in government. I had a job in California government for 7 years, that I started to really understand and appreciate what he was able to accomplish. And it's only at that point that I said, well, let me take a look at this guy, because it's almost like, if you look at it, it's like a tale of two presidencies. He's got the Vietnam War, and then he's got his domestic achievements, which, except for FDR, is probably the greatest of all time. And had it not been for Vietnam, he'd probably gone down as one of the greatest presidents of all time.
We have a lot of first-time filmmakers that watch our videos. What would you tell a first-time filmmaker about getting their film made?
Well, here's the beauty. When I was starting out, you know, making films is the materials that you use to make a film are expensive. You know, there's a camera, there's you know, film stock, there's editing, there's lights, all this stuff. Now, to make a film, all you need is an iPhone, you know, a smartphone, and your computer to edit. I mean, you can use available light, so there's no excuse to not just making a film. Write the script, get your friends who you think can act, and actually make a film. And it doesn't cost very much. So, you know, it's that, just do it.
Thank you.
It's a Nike thing, I think.